class we have seen about cluster analysis. What are general applications of clustering we have seen. Next, examples of different clustering applications we have seen. Next, what is good clustering? So, what is meant by good clustering? When we say that clustering method is good, that also we have seen. What are the requirements of clustering in data mining? How the clustering method, how the data should be. So, the requisites for requirements for clustering. So, prerequisites for clustering we have seen how the data should be, how the clustering algorithm should be to support mining the data, to support extracting the data, how the clustering technique should be, clustering algorithm should be. So what are the requirements for clustering method? What are the features? What are the properties of clustering method? Those all things we have seen. So now we will see in today's class types of data in cluster analysis. Okay. So types of data, there are 4 types of data. One by one we will see later. First we will see types of data in cluster analysis before going that. So data matrix and contingency table. So that is nothing but dissimilarity matrix. So here we will find out the similarity and dissimilarity between attributes. That also we will see. Okay. First, types of data in cluster analysis. Main memory based clustering algorithms typically operate on either of the following 2 data structures. Okay. The clustering algorithms typically follow the clustering algorithm typically support. We will use these 2 data structure, these 2 types of matrix in cluster analysis, in clustering. So what are the two types of data structures? 2 data structures. So first one is data matrix. Data matrix already you know. So data matrix is nothing but the table in that along the x-axis we will represent different objects, different entities. Along the y-axis you will represent properties of that particular entity. So for example, employee table in rows what you will represent. So employee 1, say employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, employee 4, employee 5. Like that, these are all of the rows. Columns are nothing but employee ID, employee name, employee age, employee salary, employee address. These are the attributes. Here the data matrix, in data matrix rows represent different entities, different real world objects, different employees, 5 employees for example. What columns represent? Columns represent the properties, attributes of each and every employee. For 5 employees, what are the properties? What are the attributes? That we will represent in columns. That is nothing but employee ID. So for first employee, what is the ID? For first employee age, that is the second column. Salary, that is the third column. Address, that is the fourth column. Next, full address. Next, permanent address, temporary address. Next, salary, like that. These all are the different attributes related to particular employee 1. For employee 2 also you are having the same properties. For employee 3 also you are having the same columns, same properties. Like that you are having several employees. So here rows represent employees names, different employees, different real world objects means different employees. Columns represent for each and employee what are different properties. Those can be represented by using columns. Okay. So in this way we will represent data matrix. This is object by variable structure. Along the x-axis you will represent object. Along the y-axis you will represent the variables. Variable is nothing but property. Variable means vary. So for first employee to second employee, the name will be vary. So second to third, the gender may vary. Okay, next properties of salary vary. Salary varies. So these all are the variables. Columns are the variables. Rows are the employee names, or sorry, different employees. That is nothing but different objects. That may be employee, that may be student, that may be anything. Okay. So that may be if you are different items data, na, grocery items data, na, that is item. So different items, each and every item cost. So cost, and it is related to packaged or non-packaged. So related to vegetables or not, fruits are not, like that. Different variables are there. Okay, so this is the data matrix, object by variable structure. Dissimilarity matrix, object by object structure. See here in clustering, here use some types of data. In those data, we will use this structure, object by object. Along the x-axis, along the y-axis, in both axes, in both dimensions, 2 dimensions, we will use objects. Along the x-axis, you will use one object. Along the y-axis, you will use one object. For example, along the x-axis, is the x, along the y-axis is y. So then, how you will represent normally matrices? General matrices you will represent in mathematics. How you will represent 1 0 0 1? That is the matrix. For example, so x comma y value is 1 comma. So first that is the 1 1. Next x comma y. So that is 1 0. Next 0 0. Next 0 1. Like that, different values are there. Na? So these type of matrix is nothing but the dissimilarity matrix. We will find out the similarity and dissimilarity between two objects by representing like this. In matrix, we will represent along the x-axis one object, along the y-axis one object. So common values, x and y values. First x comma y, first row, first column value. Okay, first row, second column value. Next, second row, first column value. Second row, second column value. That is the matrix representation. Okay, so that is the in that way we will represent and we will find out the dissimilarity values, dissimilarity between different variables, different attributes. This stores a collection of proximities that are available for all pairs of n objects. A collection of proximities, collection of distances between all pair of n objects. For different n objects, we will find out the distances. See here, d of 2 comma 1 from second object to first object. What is the difference? What is meant by difference means distance here. D of 3 comma 1. So third object to first object. Nth object to first object. Here third object to second object. Nth object to second object. All in first column represents first column we see along the diagonal all values are 0. So remaining values are nothing but for that particular object from for second value, what is the distance from here along the x-axis? Third object is there. From that, what is the difference for this first element for first object? Like this, for each and every column, we will compare with each and every row, and we will find out the distance. Distance of 3 comma 2. Okay, like that. Distance of 4 comma 2, 5 comma 2, like that. Here also, distance of 4 comma 3, distance of 2 comma 3, distance of 1 comma 3. Like that, we will find out the different distances. So for each and every object element, we will find out the distance. So that is the dissimilarity matrix. So see here, data matrix versus dissimilarity matrix is as follows. Data matrix, dissimilarity matrix. See here, data matrix is nothing but we discussed in rows and columns in this matrix represent different entities. So here rows and columns. Here rows represent employee 1, employee 2, employee 3. Those all are different employees, different entities. The data related to different entities for each and every employee. So what is the attribute value? Those we will represent. So next here dissimilarity matrix, the rows and columns represent the same entity. So same entity, for the same entity, the rows and columns values can be represented. Using that, we will find out the dissimilarity value. For the two attributes, what is the dissimilarity value? That we will find out. The matrix is called two-dimensional two-mode matrix. Here this matrix is called one-mode matrix. So only one mode, one dimension is there in dissimilarity. Why? Because in this matrix we will represent x along the x-axis, y along the y-axis. You will just give the you will represent the values like that x comma y, x y both combination. Next, so for example, these are x1 y1, the x1 y1 both combination, x1 y2, next x2 y1, next x2 y2. So these are the values we will represent. So if the data are represented in the form of data matrix, it can first be transformed into a dissimilarity matrix before applying such clustering algorithm. See here, normal data matrix is nothing but mathematical form. The data will be there. So that data, if you would like to apply clustering technique, then what you have to do? So then for applying clustering, you have to first convert data matrix into dissimilarity matrix. That is very necessary. Why? Because clustering is nothing but grouping of data. So grouping of data based on similarity and dissimilarity. That's why the data elements dissimilarity matrix should be calculated before going to clustering. In clustering, what you will do from each element, for all other elements, you will find out the distances. So distances is nothing but the similarity. Those elements are similar. So not only distance, the clustering is nothing but similar elements you will group into one cluster. Dissimilar elements you will divide. Dissimilar elements you put in different clusters. That's why you have to first convert the any data into dissimilarity matrix. So first the data matrix representation should be always converted into dissimilarity matrix. Then only you will go to clustering. Why? Because clustering is nothing but the similarity and dissimilarity. Okay, so that's why you have to convert the data matrix into dissimilarity matrix while going to clustering. Many clustering algorithms operate on this matrix. Most of the clustering algorithms all use dissimilarity matrix. So that is data matrix versus dissimilarity matrix. Uh, Data matrix versus dissimilarity matrix. This is a 2 marks question. You will get in question. You will find in final exams. Okay, data matrix and dissimilarity matrix. Simple thing. In the data matrix, we will represent two different objects. But in our dissimilarity matrix, you will represent a data of only one single object. One single object, that is only one mode, one dimension here. Okay, so types of data in cluster analysis. To do clustering, so to apply cluster analysis, what are different types of data we use? So interval scaled variables, binary variables, nominal, ordinal, ratio variables, variables of mixed types. Interval variable means I told you just different intervals. Values, variable values are different intervals, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, like that. Binary variables are 0 or 1, like that. Two values are there. Next, nominal means names. So employee name, different names. Ganesh, Naresh, Ramesh, like the different names. Ordinal. Ordinal means it follows some order. Small, medium, large, extra large, like that. So ratio variables. So 1:20 means for x, by it is 1. For particular one element, you need along the y-axis you need 20 elements, like that. Ratio variables. Variables of mixed types, different types of variables can be mixed, that is the variables of mixed types. So in this class we will see interval scaled variables and binary variables. So first, interval scaled variables. Interval scaled variables are the continuous measurements of roughly linear scale. So always interval variable means continuous. Why? Because interval means 10 to 20, 30 to 40, 60 to 70, like that, continuous measurements. Example, weight. Weight is a continuous attribute. Height is a continuous attribute. Salary is a continuous attribute. Latitude, longitude of coordinates are also continuous attributes. These all comes under interval scaled variables. To standardize measurements, one choice is to convert the original measurements to unit variables. Original measurements to unit variables. You have to convert the original measurements. If you are having different types of values, you have to represent those to unit variables. Why? Because if you are having the values 32,670 and 67,500, like that, you are having different values. If thousands of rows are there, you will get confused. That's why just first you will convert to unit variables. Original measurements you will convert to unit variables. In that unit variables, you will represent the difference. The difference you will represent. For example, for a particular salary column, salary values, minimum salary is 30,000 for any person. For any employee, minimum salary 30,000. So then 30,000 employee can be represented as 0. 36,000 employee can be represented as 6,000. 60,000 can be represented as 30,000. Then what will happen? The difference you are representing. 0 means that is 30,000. That is a minimum scale for the employee. Like that we will represent. Okay. So that is the unit variable. Measurements of unit variable. Measurements to unit variable. So in interval scaled variables, what you have to apply, what are the measurements you will find out. To apply clustering analysis, we will find out these measurements. Given measurements for a variable f, So this can be performed as follows. How this can be performed? We calculate the mean absolute deviation. So mean absolute deviation, this is the formula. S suffix f equal to 1 by n into x1 f minus mf. Mf is nothing but this here mf is the mean value plus x2f minus mf, x3f minus mf, and so on xnf minus mf. Like this we will find out the absolute mean deviation. Mean absolute deviation we will find out. So this is the formula for mean absolute deviation. So S suffix f equal to 1 by n into x1f minus mf plus x2f minus mf plus and so on xnf minus mf. Calculate the standardized. Here m is nothing but the mean value. Here m is the mean value that we will find out directly by adding all the values and total number of values. So total number of elements, adding all the element values and total number of elements, that is nothing but the mean value. Here mf is the mean value. So sf we will find out by using this formula. So calculate the standardized measurement z score. Z score we will find out using the formula that is equal to xif minus mf by s suffix f. S suffix f already we find out mean absolute deviation. Now z score we will find out by, for any element, just subtract mean value, that is xif. For example, that is first element x1f minus mf, subtract mean value and divide with s suffix f. Mean absolute deviation, just you have to divide that. Z score is nothing but xif minus mf, mean value, by sf, mean absolute deviation. Okay. So then you will get the Z score value. Distances are normally used to measure similarity or dissimilarity between two objects. Why we are calculating these distances? Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance. So these distances why you are calculating means, in cluster analysis, distance is the very important parameter. Cluster is nothing but similarity. Similarity here comes on distance based also. Distance based, in distance based clustering, what we will do, so for each and every element, the elements other which are very nearer to that, those are grouped into one cluster. Other in the same way you can take other element. For that element, what are the nearest elements, just you will group that all the elements into a cluster. Like that you will do clustering. Like that you will analyze the data into, you will divide the data into clusters. Okay, so distances are normally used to measure the similarity or dissimilarity between two data objects. So that is distances are mainly used to measure the similarity and dissimilarity. Similarity we can find out, and dissimilarity we can find out between two objects. Euclidean distance is defined as Euclidean distance d of ij equal to square root of xi1 minus xj1 square plus xi2 minus xj2 square plus and so on xin minus xjn square. So this is nothing but the Euclidean distance. Square root of xi1 minus xj1, xi2 minus xj2. So in this way we have to find out the difference between two variables, xi1, j1. I is the one variable, j is the other variable. I equal to xi1, i2 and so on xin. In the same way, j equal to xj1, xj2 and so on xjn are two n-dimensional data objects. So these two are different objects. I is one object, j is one object. We will find out the distance, Euclidean distance, by using this formula. Manhattan distance or city block distance, we will call it as city block distance also, or this is Manhattan distance. This can be find out by, for the same data objects, Manhattan distance can be calculated by using the formula mod xi1 minus xj1 plus mod xi2 minus xj2 and so on plus xin minus xjn. These distances we have to find out. These are the different distances we have to find out before going to clustering. Okay, so for interval scaled variable, interval means number of values are there, na? So interval means 10 to 20, number of values are there. So number of values are there, automatically you have to find out the distance. Okay, that is a Euclidean distance you have to find out. Manhattan distance you have to find out for different variables. Next, Minkowski distance also you have to find out. This is nothing but generalization of those two distances. So in previous slide we have seen Euclidean distance and Manhattan distance. Those two distances generalization is nothing but Minkowski distance. This distance we will find out using the formula d of ij equal to mod xi1 minus xj1 power p plus mod xi2 minus xj2 power p and so on, mod in minus mod xjn mod xin minus xjn power p whole to the power of 1 by p. This is the formula for Minkowski distance. So when you need Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance, you can go through that. Generally, you will go for Minkowski distance. If you are not calculating those two, then you can simply calculate the Minkowski distance. Roughly you are having many values are there, many attributes are there. So then you are not aware of which distance you have to calculate. Either Manhattan distance you have to calculate or Euclidean distance you have to calculate. That you are not having a particular idea, then you can simply go through this third formula, that is Minkowski distance. It is the generalization of both. Okay, so particularly you don't know which distance you have to use, you can simply find out the Minkowski distance and you can proceed through this distance value. Next, binary variables. Okay, so this is about the interval scaled variables. So interval scaled variables means you know already generally. So but you have to find out these three formulas. These three formulas are very important in finding out the distances. Okay, mathematically if you have to proceed, you have to find out the distance between different variables, distance between different objects. Then you have to follow through these formulas. Euclidean distance. D of ij equal to square root of xi1 minus xj1 square, xi2 minus xj2 square, and so on, xin minus xjn square, the square root of all these. Next, Manhattan distance is mod xi1 minus xj1, xi2 minus xj2, and so on, xin minus xjn. That is the Manhattan distance. Next, Minkowski distance. Minkowski distance is nothing but d of ij equal to mod xi1 minus xj1 power p plus mod xi2 minus xj2 power p plus and so on, mod xin minus mod xin minus xjn power p whole to the power of 1 by p. So it is the combination of both, the generalization of both. Binary variables. Binary variables means simply, binary means 2. The variable consists of two types of values, 0 or 1. 0 is represent the variable, the value as absent or negative value. 1 represent the value as positive or present. If the variables have interval scaled, then it lead to misleading clustering results. Okay. So if the interval variables means binary values have interval scaled. These interval scaled values are different, binary variables are different. So we have to divide both. You have to apply different techniques for proceeding clustering. So for binary variables, zeros and only values, then we can apply this process. This process we will see now. For previous, that is interval scaled variables, definitely you have to find out those distances and you have to proceed. So therefore, methods specific to binary data are necessary for computing the dissimilarities. So you to find out the dissimilarities, these methods are specifically designed for binary data. So binary variables are as follows: symmetric binary variables, asymmetric binary variables. Symmetric means simple thing. Symmetric binary variable means attribute gender male female. So binary the gender is nothing but it is having two values, male female. So but either it is male or female, there is no difference between values. Those two are equal. Those two are equal. Employee value, for example, you consider employee values. For employee gender is male or female, then there is no difference. Male, female, both are equal. There is no difference. That is the symmetric binary attribute, symmetric binary variable. Okay. Next, asymmetric binary variable means asymmetric binary variable. You can observe disease. Any fever, yes or no. Fever yes means positive, means that is a fever you are having. No means negative. You are not having fever. You are not having corona. For example, any test, corona test, positive corona, negative corona. That is absolutely different. Okay. So asymmetric binary means two values. Those are completely different. Symmetric binary means those two values are similar. Those two values you can give any value. Binary variable is symmetric if both of its states are equally valuable and carry same weight. If it is a male or female employee is having the same value, there is no difference. If the subject I may teach for other section or some other lady faculty may teach gender male or female, there is no difference. That comes under symmetric binary variable. That is, there is no performance on which outcome should be coded as 0 or 1. So there is no preference. If you have given 0 or 1, so in gender for gender attribute, if that is 0 or 1, there is no problem. Okay, why? Because employee gender is male or female, that is human. Male or female, that is employee. So there is no difference. That is a symmetric binary. Asymmetric binary means, so for symmetric binary, dissimilarity formula is this. Based on symmetric binary variables and assess dissimilarity between object I and j. If two objects are there, I and j, those two are symmetric binary values. For example, for male, one you are getting the 0 and one you are getting a 1. So for other variable, other row you are getting 1. Male, female, again female, like that. Okay. So then distance you can calculate by using this formula r plus s by q plus r plus s plus t. Okay. So here asymmetric binary variable. So this what is meant by q, r, s, t, that we will see. Okay. First this is simple. Q is nothing but 0, 0. R is nothing but 1, 0. So just you can you just take a matrix. Okay. So and in that matrix take values based on that. So Q, R, S, T, contingency table you can take and you can represent. Asymmetric binary variable means a binary variable is asymmetric if the outcomes of the states are not equal. So a disease test, fever test or a corona test or any disease test, so positive is 0, negative is 1, like that we represent. Any way we can represent. Okay. So that those two are completely different. 0, 1 are not equally here. 0 and 1 are two different states. Those are completely not equal. So that is a symmetric binary variable. Symmetric means male, female, gender. That is the correct example is gender. So asymmetric correct example is disease test. Okay, positive or negative, those are positive, negative, those are completely different. Here gender male, female, both are equal. Which value you put, which value you place, no problem. Okay, so for find out the dissimilarity between symmetric binary attributes, this is the formula r plus s by q plus r plus s plus t. So what is this by q r s t? That we will see later. So see here the contingency table for binary data. Here see here 1 0 1 0. For object I take 1 0. For object j also you have to take 1 0. P is nothing but 1 1. So next q is nothing but 1 0. R is nothing but 0 1. S is nothing but 0 0. So these are the values. P, Q, R, S values are these. Okay. So simple matching coefficient. Symmetric binary variable dissimilarity is dissimilarity of ij equal to q plus r by p plus q plus r plus s. Here q means 1 0 1 0. Q means 1 0. Next r means 0 1. Next p means 1 1. S means 0 0. So this is the dissimilarity values of two objects. Next, Jacob coefficient, non-variant if the binary variable is asymmetric. Jacob coefficient we will find out dissimilarity of ij equal to I comma j equal to q plus r by p plus q plus r. So this is the dissimilarity we can find out q plus r by p plus q plus r. So for if symmetric, then this is the formula q plus r by p plus q plus r plus s. So if it is the asymmetric variable, then this is the formula q plus r by p plus q plus r. So these two are the formulas. Okay, based on the one example we will see, then you can understand clear. Consider patient record table contain the attributes name, gender, fever, cough, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. Where name is the object identifier. Name is nothing but different names we are having, different objects. Here IJ are there, na? Like that IJ, K, L, M, different names, different values are there. So different objects are there. Gender is a symmetric attribute. Gender male, female, symmetric attribute. Next, remaining all are asymmetric values. Remaining all are asymmetric values means, so if fever is yes, that is completely different from fever is no. Cuff yes, cuff no. That report is that is different. Yes and yes or no are different. Test one. Any test you sugar test like that, any BP test, they take a different test. Positive means that is a one value, and negative means that is other value. Okay, so just these all are asymmetric variables. Fever 2, fever, cough, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, these all are asymmetric binary variables. Gender is symmetric binary variable. Name is object identifier here. Okay, so then how to calculate the dissimilarity you will see. Here only one symmetric attribute now. So then for that symmetric binary distance we will not find out. We will find out the asymmetric binary values are there now. So it means asymmetric binary variables, just for those variables we will find out the distance. So that is variables are different. Gender is a symmetric attribute. The remaining attributes are the asymmetric binary attributes. Let the values of y and p set to 0. Positive values take it as 0. Sorry, take it as 1, and the negative values take it as 0. Okay, so then distance of dissimilarity. Just simply dissimilarity. Dissimilarity of Jack comma Mary equal to. This is formula we have to apply. So what is the formula? R plus S by P plus Q plus R. R. What is meant by R? Just you can go through. R means here P Q R S na. So R means, so what is the once go through slide and you can get the data. Okay, R means 0 1. R means 0 1. S means here for asymmetric Q plus R. Q plus R na. What is meant by Q? Q is nothing but 0 comma 0. 0 comma 0. Next R is nothing but 0 comma 1. 0 comma 0, 0 comma 1. Take P is nothing but 1 comma 1. 0 comma 0, 0 comma 1 is in upper side. Take the values 0 comma 0. For any asymmetric value, 0 0 value is there. Just to compare all the values, take all the for Jack and Mary. For any two variables, 0 0. So cuff, those two are 0 0. Okay, next test 2 we are having the value for Jack and Mary. We are having the value 0 0. Here Q plus R by P plus Q plus R na. So then we can find Q means Q plus R. Once you go through that. Okay, this slide is very important. The entire we have represented here na. P means 1 1. Q means 1 0. Q means 1 0. R means 0 1. Okay, R means 0 1. Q plus R we have to take. Q plus R means 1 0. Q means 1 0. R means 0 1. 1 0 0 1. Q R 1 0 0 1. Just to take 1 0 0 1. How many 1 zeros are there? Just to calculate. How many 1 zeros? 1 zeros means 1 means yes. Positive, negative. Any positive, negative is there? No. For any asymmetric value, positive, negative ekkadaina unda, yes or no unda, anywhere you check once. Any yes no is there combination in Jack and Mary? No. Okay, so from fever to test 4 you can check yes no, positive, negative combination is not there. That's why Q value is 0. Okay, Q value is 0. Next 1 0. 1 0 is there or not? Okay, so this is yes no. Okay, next 1 0 combination. 1 0 combination means 1 0 is nothing but Q. Now once you check that 1 0 is nothing but Q. R means 0 1. Any 0 1 is there now? So just you find out number of 0 1s. 0 1. 0 1 means negative positive. Negative positive. Negative positive. Only one negative positive. That's why 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 by. So here P plus Q plus R. P means SS. So SS positive positive. SS positive positive. Only 2 are there. So 2 plus 0 plus 1. So that's why it is 0.33. You can find out the value simply. So Q means what is that? That is 0 1. Next 0 1 where you are having only one value. So that is a Q value. Sorry, R value that is. Next 1 0 that is a Q. no one zeros are there. That's why 0. 0 plus 1 by 2 plus 0 plus 1. Just you are putting the value are 0.33. Next also same, you are having the same value, q plus r. Q means 1 0. So for Jack and Jim you calculate 1 0 is there na. Jack and Jim 1 0. Positive negative is there. Okay, that's why one value is there. In test 1 you are having positive and negative. Positive and negative means 1 0 na. So that is true. That's why 1 plus. So negative positive also 1 na. So 1 plus 1 by so this p plus q plus r also 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so then that value is 0.67. Next Jim Mary, that value is 0.75. Like this we can find out the dissimilarity between binary variables. Okay, so how to find out the dissimilarity, I hope you understood. For two different objects you take the values, and if it is the r means 1 0, next s means 0 1, like that. P means 1 1, p q r s, p q r na, q plus r. Okay, next what is s means? S means 0 0, like that. You are having the different values. Simply this contingency table, you draw the contingency table along x-axis, along x-axis 1 0, along y-axis also 1 0. So p q r s, like that you have to represent. So p here, what is the combination of p from I to j? 1 1. Q is 1 0. So next for r 0 1. Next for s 0 0. So like that you are taking the different values. So how many 1 zeros are there? How many 0 1s are there? Take for each and every variable, see here, fever, cough, test. For each and every attribute, for Jack and Mary, what are the values? For Jack and Jim, what are the variables? What are the values? So like that you have to find out the distance between two objects. Means you can find out the distance or dissimilarity between two objects by using these formula. Asymmetric means you have to follow this formula. So and you can just apply in that formula. How many 1 zeros are there? How many 0 1s are there? Just you put here q plus r by p plus q plus r. That is the formula for asymmetric binary variable dissimilarity. This dissimilarity we will call it as Jaccard coefficient. So dissimilarity between symmetric binary variables we will call it as simple matching coefficient. So a simple matching coefficient is nothing but dissimilarity of I comma j equal to q plus r by p plus q plus r plus s. Asymmetric means distance of ij equal to dissimilarity of ij equal to q plus r by p plus q plus r plus, sorry, p plus q plus r. This is the formula. Just you take the values where positive come, that is p value. P is 1. Next positive negative come, q is 1. Negative positive come, r is 1. Negative come, s is 1. Just you have to place the values in that formula and you can find out the dissimilarity coefficient. Okay, so next class we will see remaining two types of variables.